Bangkok has some of the most affordable luxury condos in Asia. Think rooftop pools, skyline views, gyms, and even co-working spaces for less than a one-bedroom back home. But there's a problem. If you don't know where to look, you will end up paying tourist prices for the worst deals. In this video, I'll break down the exact checklist you need before renting, the best neighborhood for expats, and the exact tricks locals use to find hidden gems for half the price. I have rented across Bangkok for years and tried every single method, agents, Facebook groups, even walking into condos, and I will show you what actually works. And trust me, there's one mistake every single newcomer makes in their first list that costs them thousands. Stick around so you don't fall for it. Look, before we dive into finding your perfect Bangkok home, I need to share something crucial with you. Living in Bangkok isn't like living in the West. Convenience is absolutely king here. That Instagram-worthy condo with infinity pool, if it's a 20-minute walk to the train station, you will be miserable within a week. So pull up your phone because I'm about to give you my personal nightmare avoidance checklist. These points have saved me and countless others from rental disasters. First, can you survive that walk to the BTS or the MRT? My hard rule is 10 minutes maximum. When it's April and it's 95 degrees with crushing humidity, that 15 minutes Google Maps walk will leave you drenched with sweat. When these agents say, oh, it's just a short walk, go ahead and test it yourself during the hottest part of the day and see if you can bear it. Second, target condos built in the last 5 to 7 years. Anything after 2022 is even better. The billing system actually works and you won't deal with constant maintenance headaches. Third, when viewing, actually test everything. Turn the shower full blast, crank the AC down, connect to the Wi-Fi and run a speed test right there. Don't take anyone's word for it. Fourth, make sure to avoid west-facing units unless you want to roast in the afternoon sun and double your electricity bill. North or east-facing units is what you want. And you know what? I will give you 2 extra bonus tips that most people never think about but will seriously impact your daily life. First, make sure you're in an area where food delivery is absolutely fire. Bangkok food delivery game is incredible, but it's not equal everywhere. You want to be in an area where you have access to amazing local food, not just the same international chains. So make sure to check GrabFood and Lyman for your target area. If you are seeing tons of local restaurants with good ratings, you are golden. Second bonus tip, and this one might sound a little bit weird, but avoid super high floors. Yes, I know. Everyone wants that 30th floor penthouse view. But here's the reality. Thai elevators break down constantly. Even when they are working, waiting for elevators during peak hours can become a daily frustration. So floors 8 to 15 give you great views without the elevator dependency nightmare. Now that you know what to avoid, let's talk about where you actually want to live. Bangkok is massive. We are talking about a city with over 10 million people, spread across dozens of distinct neighborhoods, each with completely different personalities. Think of the central business district around Silom and Saturn as Bangkok's Wall Street. This is where you will find those towering glass offices, international banks, and some seriously expensive real estate. The energy here is pure business. Executives rushing between meetings, rooftop bars with skyline views, and that intense Manhattan-style pace. Very impressive, but it's also pretty sterile after hours. Then you've got the Sukhumvit corridor, which honestly most expats end up calling their home. It's like the expat highway running through the heart of Bangkok. From the backpacker kiosks around Nana, all the way to the ultra-luxury in Phnom Penh and even Tonglor. The convenience factor here is incredible. Everything is in English and you can get pretty much anything you need without leaving your comfort zone. But here's the thing, and I'm being completely honest with you. If you live here, you are living in a bubble. It's convenient, for sure, but it's not authentically Thai. You are paying premium prices to live with other foreigners in what is essentially an international enclave. If you want something different, consider the riverside area around Sapang Taksin and Krung Thonburi. You get those amazing river views everyone posts on Instagram, a much slower pace of life, and it's great if you are retired or working remotely. But what's the catch? The catch is that you are playing a completely different transportation game. Instead of hopping on the BTS, you are timing both schedules and dealing with limited evening services. If you are really adventurous, there's the old Bangkok, Pratana Kosin and Chinatown. This is where Bangkok actually began 250 years ago. We are talking about ancient temples, street markets that haven't changed in decades, and honestly some of the best street food on the planet. Rent here can be extremely cheap, but you are signing up for a completely different experience. Narrow alleys, minimal English, and amenities that cater to locals, not to expats. If you are the type who really wants to live like a local and you don't mind the learning curve, this could be incredible. But, and this is a big but, if you need your morning latte and reliable Wi-Fi, you will struggle. Here's something most expats never consider: the northern district like Chatuchak and La Prao. This is where actually Bangkok residents live. Young Thai professionals, university students, Families want modern city life without paying tourist prices. You will find newer condos, massive shopping centers like Union Mall and Central La Prau, and food that actually blows away anything in Sukhumvit because locals demand authenticity and value, not Instagram aesthetics. The MRT connects you to the city center in about 30 minutes, but you are definitely outside of the expat comfort zone, and you can see that by the comments on my last video. It's perfect if you want to experience the real Bangkok while still having modern conveniences. Before we start looking at specific neighborhoods, you need to understand what you're actually looking at when you are browsing to rental listings. Bangkok has several types of rental properties, and mixing them up will cost you money and a major headache. Most expats want condos, those modern high-rises with all the amenities, the pool, gym, security, parking, the whole package. But here's what's tricky about condos. Individual units are owned by different people, so quality and rental terms can vary widely even within the same building. You might have one beautiful renovated unit next to one that looks like it hasn't been updated since the 90s. You are dealing directly with unit owners or the agents, which means every negotiation is different. Rent typically ranges from 15,000 to 100,000 baht, depending on location and how fancy you want to get it. Most require a 12-month lease with 2 months deposit, and you will be handling your own utility setup. Then there are apartment buildings, usually older, low-rise buildings where a single owner manages all the units. You get a more standardized quality but often fewer amenities. The big advantage is much simpler negotiations, since you are dealing with one landlord and they are often way more flexible on lease terms. These can actually be of incredible value. I have found absolute gems apartments in prime areas for 20 or 30% less than comparable condos. Just don't expect those Instagram-worthy rooftop pools. You also got service apartments, which are the hybrid option. Think of a hotel-style service with apartment-style living. Daily housekeeping, utilities included, front desk service, but you are paying premium pricing, usually 50 to 100% more than regular rentals. They are perfect if you are relocating for work and need everything handled, or if you are testing the area before committing long-term. Most accept 1 to 6 month stays. Now, here's where the math gets really interesting. Short-term versus long-term prices can be shocking. A long-term lease, we're talking about 12 months or more, might run you for, let's say, 30,000 baht monthly. The exact same unit as a short-term rental would be 50 or 70,000 baht. Short-term rentals, I'm talking 1 to 6 months, cost more but give you maximum flexibility. They are good for digital nomads, people testing neighborhoods, or corporate relocations. Just expect to pay 30 to 50% premium over annual rates. Long-term leases will give you the best rates and most stability. Landlords offer discounts for guaranteed income, and once you prove you're a good tenant, you can often negotiate improvements or even rent reductions. But here's a little secret. There's a 6-month sweet spot that many people don't know about. Some owners offer a 6-month term at only 10 or 50% above the annual rate. If you are not ready for a full year commitment but want a better price in a monthly rate, this could be perfect. Let's look into the Sukhumvit corridor, since this is probably where you will end up. Each area around this line has its own personality, and understanding these differences can save you thousands of baht and a lot of frustration. Let's start with Asok and Terminal 21. This area is basically the crossroad of Bangkok. You got the BTS, MRT, shopping center, restaurants, everything within walking distance. It's extremely convenient, but that convenience comes with a price. It's busy, it's noisy, and it's expensive. Move up to Thong Lor and you're in the Beverly Hills of Bangkok. This is trendy restaurants, upscale nightlife, and status symbol living. The whole area screams, I made it. But you will definitely pay for that privilege. And honestly, it can feel very pretentious after a while. Phrom Phong hits the sweet spot for many expats. It's still upscale, but it's way more relaxed than Thong Lor. You get great international schools nearby if you have kids, solid restaurants, and it doesn't feel like you are constantly being judged on your designer choices. Ekama is an up-and-coming area with a younger, more creative vibe. Craft beer bars, co-working spaces, art galleries, and slightly better value than areas closer downtown. It got this energy that feels more authentic and less manufactured. Then there's Nana. Look, I'll be straight up with you. It's convenient but chaotic. You are close to everything, but, and this is a huge but, this area can be completely overwhelming with the nightlife scene. The area got a bit of a reputation, but it's undeniably convenient if you can handle that energy. Okay, here's where I'm going to save you some serious money. These are the areas where locals are quietly laughing at expats who are overpaying in trendy zones. These places offer about 70% of the convenience at 50% of the price. Let's start with An Nul. It's only 15 minutes away from Asok by BTS, but the moment you cross into this area, rent drops by 10,000 baht immediately. You get a massive Lotus department store right next to the station, incredible local food, and zero pretension. I have found luxury 1-bedroom units here for 18 to 20,000 baht that will cost 40,000 in Thong Lor. We also got Prakanon, which has become the hipster center for young Thais. This area got amazing independent coffee shops, vibrant night markets, and you are still on the BTS Green Line, so commuting is easy. Hue Kwan is another hidden gem. Offers MRT connections to everywhere, a massive mall, and got that real Thai middle-class neighborhood energy. This area is perfect for people who want authentic Bangkok without sacrificing convenience. We also got Bang Nhat, which is a bit further out, but the value is incredible. You get modern condos, a massive shopping complex, and if you work in the eastern suburbs, the location could be perfect for your commute. And the last one, La Prao. This is the northern option with fantastic local markets, a younger crowd, and excellent value. The MRT Blue Line connects you to Sukhumvit in about 20 to 30 minutes. So if you live here, you are not isolated from the action. Alright, so you know where to look. But how do you actually find these places? I have tried everything over the years. So let me break down what actually works versus what is a waste of time. For online platforms, we got HipFlat, which is probably the best English language site with decent inventory. But do expect slightly inflated prices. DD Property has more local options, but you will need some Thai language skills. FastWatch is good for luxury properties, but it's pretty agent heavy. But here's the gold mine: Facebook groups. I'm talking about Bangkok apartments and condos for rent, expats in Bangkok housing, and especially Bangkok rent sale by owners. The key is finding direct owner posts. No agents fees, better prices, and way more flexible terms. Line groups are even better if you can get invites from other expats. Locals post here first, often days or weeks before posting in major sites. It's like getting insider access to the best deals. Now, this might sound crazy, but the walking method actually works incredibly well. Walk around the city, find your target building, look for the for rent signs in Thai, and talk to the security guards. You will skip agent fees, and sometimes you will find places that are not even advertised anywhere else. Should you use an agent? This one is honestly complicated, and the answer depends on your situation. Use an agent if you are renting from overseas because you need someone local to handle viewings and paperwork. If you don't speak any Thai, then having an agent is basically essential. They are also available for luxury properties where you want full service or when you need help navigating complex paperwork and deposit procedures. I think you can skip the agent if you are already in Bangkok and can view the places yourself. If you found the place through Facebook or line groups, you can usually deal directly with the owner. And if you are comfortable with basic Thai or have local friends who can help, you can save a significant amount of money. Here's a pro tip. Even if you find a place yourself, sometimes the building management requires you to use their agent. It's annoying, I know, but factor these potential costs into your budget from the start. Let's talk about contracts because this is honestly where many people get completely screwed. Understanding Thai rental contracts can save you thousands of baht and major headaches down the road. Standard terms are pretty consistent. I'm talking about 12 months minimum lease period, so don't expect short-term flexibility in good buildings. You are looking at a 2 months deposit and 1 month advance rent. Your lease should include building maintenance and pool access. Make sure you confirm this. Parking spaces are not always guaranteed, so make sure yours is confirmed in writing. Sometimes basic cable and internet are included, but don't assume anything. Watch out for major red flags in contracts. I'm talking about those excessive penalty clauses that basically trap you in the lease, unclear utility responsibilities that can lead to surprise bills, no clear process outlined for getting your deposit back, and restrictions on guests or minor renovations. Here is something crucial. Document everything with photos before you move in. I mean everything. That small cuff on the wall, that slightly loose bathroom tile, the tiny stain on the carpet, document everything. Thai landlords can be extremely picky about deposit returns. They always try to keep it. So having photo evidence from day one will protect you. You will thank me later. Okay, now let's talk about hidden costs. Here's where your 25,000 baht rent suddenly becomes 35,000 baht. And nobody warns about this stuff up front. Electricity is a big one. It can easily add 3 to 8,000 baht per month depending on your AC usage and the billing rates. Some buildings charge 6 to 8 baht per unit versus the government rate, which is 4. The difference adds up fast when you are using the AC all day. Internet can be anywhere from 500 baht to 1500 baht monthly, depending on speeds. And definitely don't rely on the building Wi-Fi for work. It's usually shared and unreliable when you actually need it. Parking isn't always included and costs an extra 1,000 to 2,000 baht per month. Water is usually cheap, maybe 100 baht, 300 baht maximum per month, but confirm what is included. Condo maintenance fees are usually built into your rent, but confirm exactly what is covered so there is no surprise later. Everything in Thailand is negotiable, if you know what I mean. But let's be serious. Everything in Thailand is negotiable if you know how to approach it properly. It's all about timing, technique, and understanding Thai business culture. The best timing for deals is March to May. I'm dropping some gems right here, guys. This is because it's the hot season. That means fewer tourists and landlords are more motivated. End of the month is also a good one because owners want to fill up vacant units. You can also try to view the unit on weekdays when you have less competition from other potential renters. Start the negotiation by asking for 15 to 20% below the asking price. Then settle for around 10% off. You can also try this. Instead of just asking for rent reductions, try asking for free months. Like the first month for free instead of a cash discount. You can also negotiate upgrades like better furniture, new appliances, or better parking spot, but you probably already knew that. Ask about flexible terms too. Maybe a 6-month option or an early termination clause if your situation changes. Now we'll teach you how to negotiate Thai style, even though I'm not Thai. First, always be respectful, never aggressive. Bring cash to show that you are serious about renting immediately. Make sure to mention that you're looking at different places to create some gentle competition. Instead of demanding for a lower price, you should ask, is there any flexibility on the price? And you can also offer to sign a longer term for a better rate. I call this the power move. If you absolutely love this place, you can offer to pay 6 months upfront in cash for a juicy discount. Many Thai owners prefer guaranteed income over monthly payments. And this can get you a 10 or 20% discount. Okay guys, it's time for the big revelation. That costly mistake I mentioned at the very beginning that most people make. The number one mistake is renting based on photos without understanding the building management and community rules. I've seen people pay deposit on beautiful units, only to discover that the building has strict guest policies, terrible management that never fixes anything, or hidden restrictions that make living there absolutely miserable. But there are other critical mistakes that will cost you money and happiness. For example, renting during peak seasons, which are December to February. This means that prices are way higher with less room to negotiate. Another big mistake is not testing everything during the view. The AC, the water pressure, the Wi-Fi, noise levels, all that stuff. Because if you don't do that, you will be stuck with problems you could have avoided. So that's why I made this video. Ignoring how the neighborhood changes at night is huge. That quiet, peaceful street might transform into a crazy party zone after dark. Overpaying for agent fees when many can be negotiated or avoided entirely. So yeah, focusing only on the rent price without considering hidden costs can add 30 to 50% to your actual monthly expenses. And here's the photo trap. That Instagram-worthy rooftop pool might look amazing online, but make sure it's actually maintained and accessible. Many buildings shut amenities for maintenance all the time. Let me finish with how low cost really do this, because these tips can save you thousands. I know I always say that, but it's true. The best time to rent is actually March to May, when everyone is avoiding the hot season. That's when you get the best deals because owners are motivated and you have fewer competitors. For deposit recovery, and this is a big one, create a detailed move-in condition report with photos and get the landlord to initial every single page. This documentation will save you when it's time to move out. Here's a strategy that most people never think of. Make friends with the building security guard immediately. They know which units are becoming available before they hit the market, and they can put in good words with the owner. A little respect and maybe some small gifts during the holidays can go a long way. Before signing any lease, ask to see the building electricity rate structure. This is way above the government rate. Make sure to factor this into your negotiations. Also, join your building alliance group the moment you move in. Residents share everything from restaurant recommendations to heads up about units becoming available. Finally, I call this one the cash advantage. Offering 6 to 12 months rent upfront in cash can get you 10 to 10% discounts and first pick for the best units. Thai landlords love guaranteed income, and cash talks louder than promises. The rental market in Bangkok rewards people who do their homework, understand the local culture, and are not afraid to explore beyond the obvious expat bubbles. Take your time, test everything, and remember, convenience is king. But that doesn't mean you have to pay a king's ransom for it. If this video saved you from making a very expensive mistake, make sure to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe. I will see you guys on the next one.
Up anymore. I know you only want me when you're drunk and feeling lonely. Don't text me things you don't